Hello everyone. Today we talk about the history of punishment and how justice changed over time. This story is about how people tried to stop crime and keep order. It is also about pain, fear, and later hope. We will move from very old times to the modern world. I will use simple English so everyone can understand. Long ago, there were no big cities or strong governments. People lived in small groups. They had simple rules. When someone broke a rule, punishment was fast and harsh. People believed punishment must hurt. They thought fear was the best way to stop bad acts. If someone stole food, the group might beat them or send them away. Being sent away was very serious. Alone, a person could die. In early ancient times, punishment was often personal. The victim or the family of the victim decided what to do. If one person hurt another, the family might want revenge. This caused many fights. To stop endless revenge, leaders made rules. One famous rule was, an eye for an eye. This meant the punishment should match the crime. If you hurt someone's eye, you lose your eye. People thought this was fair. It limited anger and made punishment equal. In ancient Mesopotamia, there were written laws. One famous set of laws is the Code of Hammurabi. These laws were carved in stone. They listed crimes and punishments. Many punishments were very hard. Some crimes led to death. Others led to cutting off a hand or foot. The law was not the same for everyone. Rich people often got lighter punishment than poor people. Still, these laws were important. They showed that punishment came from the law, not just anger. In ancient Egypt, punishment also showed power. The ruler, called the pharaoh, was seen as a god. Breaking the law meant going against the gods. Punishment could be beating, hard work, or death. Many people were sent to work on big buildings as punishment. This work was very hard and dangerous. Justice was about order and control. In ancient Greece, ideas about justice began to change. Some Greek thinkers asked questions. They asked why people commit crimes. They asked if punishment should teach, not only hurt. In Athens, citizens could take part in courts. Juries were large groups of people. Punishment still included death and exile, but there was more talk about fairness. Still, slaves and women had fewer rights. In ancient Rome, punishment was very public. Romans believed punishment should warn others. Criminals were punished in front of crowds. Some were whipped. Some were sent to fight as slaves. Some were killed in public places. Prisons were not common. Prison was mainly a place to wait for punishment. The goal was not to change the person, but to show the power of the state. After the fall of Rome, Europe entered the Middle Ages. Life was hard and unsafe. Kings were weak. Local lords had power. Justice was local and often cruel. Punishment depended on the Lord. Many people believed God controlled everything. Crime was seen as a sin against God. Punishment was meant to please God. During this time there were strange trials. One was trial by ordeal. People believed God would protect the innocent. If someone was accused, they might have to hold hot iron or walk on fire. If they healed well, they were innocent. If not, they were guilty. Another trial was trial by combat. Two people fought. God would help the one who was right. These methods were very unfair and dangerous. Public punishment was common in the Middle Ages. People were put in the stocks in town squares. They were locked in wood frames. Others could throw food or stones at them. This caused shame. Shame was an important part of punishment. Hangings were also public. Crowds came to watch. It was like a dark form of entertainment. Torture was also used, especially to get confessions. People believed pain would make the truth come out. Many innocent people confessed just to stop the pain. This was very unjust. Still, many accepted it because they believed fear kept order. As time passed, cities grew. Trade increased. Governments became stronger. In the early modern period, ideas began to change. Some people started to think punishment was too cruel. They asked if it really stopped crime. Thinkers during the Enlightenment spoke about reason and human rights. They believed people had value. One important thinker was Cesare Beccaria. He wrote that punishment should be fair and not cruel. He said punishment should be quick and certain, not painful. He argued against torture and the death penalty. His ideas spread across Europe. Slowly, laws began to change. During this time, prisons began to change too. Before, prisons were dirty places to hold people. Now, some thought prisons could reform people. Reform means to change for the better. People believed that quiet, work, and rules could help criminals think and improve. In the 18th and 19th centuries, many countries built new prisons. Some prisons used silence. Prisoners worked alone and did not speak. Others used strict schedules. Life was hard, but not violent. The goal was discipline. Some people believed this would teach self-control. At the same time, the death penalty was still used, but it was used less often. Public executions became less common. Many people felt they were too brutal. Punishment moved behind prison walls. Society did not want to see it anymore. In the 19th century, ideas about crime continued to change. Some thinkers studied criminals. They looked at poverty, education, and family life. They began to see crime as a social problem, not just a moral failure. This was a big change. If crime is caused, then maybe society can fix those causes. Rehabilitation became an important idea. This means helping criminals learn new skills and values. Schools were added to prisons. Work programs were created. The idea was to help prisoners return to society as better people. In the 20th century, justice systems grew more complex. Laws became detailed. Courts followed clear rules. Judges and lawyers were trained. The idea of rights became strong. People had the right to a fair trial. They had the right to a lawyer. They had the right to not be tortured. Punishment also became more equal. Laws were written to apply to everyone. In many places, rich and poor faced the same courts. This was not perfect, but it was a goal. The death penalty became a big debate. Some countries ended it. They said the state should not kill. They worried about killing innocent people. Other countries kept it for serious crimes. This debate continues today. Prisons in the modern world still face problems. Many are overcrowded. Some are violent. Rehabilitation does not always work. Some people return to crime after release. This is called reoffending. Governments continue to search for better ways. New forms of punishment also appeared. Community service is one example. Instead of prison, a person works to help society. Probation is another. The person stays free but follows rules. These punishments aim to reduce harm and keep people connected to society. Restorative justice is a newer idea. It focuses on healing. The offender meets the victim. They talk about the harm. The offender takes responsibility. The goal is understanding and repair, not revenge. This method is used in some places, especially for young offenders. Today, justice tries to balance many goals. It wants to protect society. It wants to punish fairly. It wants to reduce future crime. It wants to respect human rights. This balance is hard. When we look back, we see a clear change. In the past, punishment was about pain and fear. It was public and cruel. Over time, people began to question this. They asked if cruelty was right or useful. Slowly, ideas of fairness, rights, and reform grew. The history of punishment shows us how society changes. It shows how our values change. Justice is not fixed. It grows with our understanding of humanity. The story is not finished. Every generation continues to ask the same question. How do we deal with crime in a fair and human way? Thank you for listening. I hope this story helped you understand how justice changed over time.